Most people believe they are responsible only for themselves. Baal HaSulam says that's precisely why the world is breaking. In the 1920s, a rabbi and Kabbalist named Yehuda Ashlag, known as Baal HaSulam, sat in Jerusalem and wrote something that would reshape how we understand human connection. He called it the mutual guarantee, or in Hebrew, arvat. It wasn't a nice metaphor. It was a diagnosis of why civilization was collapsing and a law of existence itself. Here's the core idea. You are not separate from others. Not spiritually, not in any way that ultimately matters. Your ego wants you to believe you're an island, self-sufficient, independent, mind first. But Baal HaSulam argues that this belief is the root of all suffering. Think about it. When you care only for yourself, you're forced to compete with everyone else who's doing the same. Resources shrink in perception. Trust evaporates. Every other person becomes a threat or a tool. This isn't cynicism, it's the logical end of radical self-interest. Baal HaSulam lived through war, poverty, and the spiritual emptiness of modern life. He watched people suffer not because resources didn't exist, but because they were divided by walls of ego. And he realized something that seems radical even now. The only way out is mutual guarantee. Arvat means this: I guarantee for you. You guarantee for me. Not as a contract, as a law of nature. Just as your body's organs don't compete, your heart doesn't try to starve your lungs. Humanity's spiritual organs must work in concert, or the whole system dies. But here's where it gets uncomfortable. Mutual guarantee isn't optional. You're already responsible for everyone around you, whether you accept it or not. Every act of indifference, every time you prioritize your comfort over another's pain, you're breaking the guarantee that holds reality together. Baal HaSulam didn't mean this as guilt or shame. He meant it as liberation. Right now, you're carrying the weight of thinking you're responsible for yourself alone. That's exhausting. But if you're responsible for everyone, then everyone is responsible for you too. The guarantee works like this. When I work to understand you, to genuinely care for your well-being, I'm not being selfless in the way the ego frames it. I'm recognizing that your well-being and mine are one system. Separate them and both collapse. This connects directly to a teaching you've probably heard. Love your neighbor as yourself. Most people read that as a moral command: be nice, be generous. But Baal HaSulam understood it differently. It's not a command, it's a description of reality. When you truly love your neighbor as yourself, you're not performing virtue. You're recognizing that the boundary between you and neighbor was always an illusion created by ego. Love isn't something you do, it's something you see. Now, Baal HaSulam didn't say this happens automatically. The ego fights it constantly. Your ego will tell you that caring for others is weakness, that mutual guarantee is naive, that only the ruthless survive. This voice is so loud, so convincing, most of us never question it. But here's what he discovered in Kabbalistic study. The ego isn't evil. It's not your enemy. It's a force that shows you exactly what needs to transform. The stronger your ego, the more material you have to work with. The question is, will you work? Working with mutual guarantee means building a group, a community, where people consciously agree to guarantee for each other's spiritual growth. Not to fix each other's problems, to help each other see beyond the ego's narrow prison. In such a group, you stop performing connection and start experiencing it. You can say, I'm struggling with ego, and instead of judgment, you get support. Because everyone there understands. Your struggle is everyone's struggle. Your breakthrough is everyone's breakthrough. Baal HaSulam taught that this isn't mystical or supernatural. It's practical. When you live in mutual guarantee, you have access to each other's strength. If one person sees something you're blind to, you inherit their vision. If one person has courage you lack, it becomes available to you. But the catch, and Baal HaSulam was honest about this, is that mutual guarantee demands something from you right now. Not eventually. Now. It asks, Are you willing to see others as extensions of yourself? Are you willing to prioritize the group's spiritual development? Most of us aren't ready, and that's okay. But awareness changes things. Once you know that you're responsible for everyone, that connection isn't optional, you can't unsee it. The guarantee is always working, whether you acknowledge it or not. The invitation Baal HaSulam left us is simple. Stop waiting for the world to change. Stop blaming others for the collapse you see. Take responsibility. Guarantee for someone else's growth today. See what happens when you do. That's the mutual guarantee, not a philosophy, a practice. And it begins the moment you decide that your neighbor's freedom matters as much as your own. Subscribe for more teachings on how to live this reality, because understanding Kabbalah means nothing until it transforms how you see others. Subscribe for more teachings on how to live this reality, because understanding Kabbalah means nothing until it transforms how you see others.